Hello, everybody. Welcome to podcast 17. Yes, I'm looking different today. My new avatar of today's podcast because in this podcast, we bring you the stories of power, passion, confidence, and purpose. So, are you excited? Our guest is a master of illusions, a mind reader, and a performer who blurs the line between reality and the impossible. He discovered his love for magic at just 7 years old and has been captivating audiences ever since. From dazzling large crowds with stage magic to leaving people in awe with close up mentalism, he brings wonder to every event he touches. But beyond the tricks and illusions, he uses magic as a tool for connection, impact, and even social responsibility, bringing joy to street vendors, government schools, and many more. So get ready to dive into the world of wonder as we welcome the incredible magician and mentalist Sathwik Gupta, sir. So are you all excited? Then go ahead and comment below that I am ready. Hello, sir. Welcome. How are you doing today, sir?
Thank you, Hrudai. I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, good, sir. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank you from my bottom of my heart for accepting this request and being a part of this podcast. So it's a
I just
blessing for
checked
me.
your. I was just checking your work. You've been doing a good job too. So yeah, it's my
Thank you so
pleasure.
much, sir. Thank you. In this busy schedule, you have been here with us today. So thank you so much for that, sir. So we're gonna
Always my
learn
pleasure.
something from your journey also. So
For sure,
let's
for sure.
begin. So, can you take us back to your childhood? How was your childhood and what all did you experience in your childhood, sir? It could be good or bad memories if you can share with us.
Well, childhood's been normal like every other kid.
Hmm.
I was, playing outside on the roads till late night, obviously. But I wasn't just a lot into, studies. I wasn't academically that great. I was always into extracurricular, whether it's dance, theater, music, or whatever it is. So I think I started magic at a very early age. I was 7 years old. So it's
Mm,
been 18 years since I started magic, right?
great.
I don't look old, but yeah, I look 18, but yeah, it's been 18 years since I started. I'm 25 right now,
Mm,
almost 26. So in school, it was mostly, I think I was more of an introverted kid. I wasn't really talking to people much, and then I realized, and I was just into extracurricular, as I said. Yeah, that's all it has been. But later I've understood I wasn't the introverted kid. It's just that nobody were setting up my vibe. You know, it was not like I was different. It was basically for me, everyone else were different and boring for me.
oh,
Maybe that's why I didn't gel around. Now I've realized that because everybody were basic for me.
mm,
I was thinking in a very different way. I think that's what's happened to me even now. I've chosen a path which a lot of people won't choose, right? Entertainment, and in entertainment it's magic. It's a pretty niche topic, and it's a very niche art form,
mm,
like compared to dance and music. You'll see a lot of people in
yes.
every street, dancers and musicians, right? But you will never walk across a magician. And
Yes.
yeah, that's how I've always been choosing different stuff, and trying different stuff out.
Mm,
For me, the normal is boring.
mm,
Again, normal for another person is different. Normal for me is different. It depends on each person. For
great.
somebody, normal would be math. For
Mm,
somebody, normal would be entertainment. For somebody, normal would be something else. So
yes.
everybody is different. But for me, normal is something which everybody does.
Mm,
Right. So yeah,
amazing.
I always wanted to do something different, and yeah, here I am.
Great, sir. So,
Yeah.
this is magical, I can say, because you're also wearing a hoodie, even I'm wearing a hoodie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Magic has already
yeah.
started. This is Magic with Sathwik.
Yes, yes. So, who or what inspired you to start learning magic at the age of 7?
To be very honest, I don't know who inspired me because I remember seeing magic show in one of the birthday parties when I was young,
Mm,
and that's when I was like, "Wow, how is he even doing that?" And the wow factor and the curiosity of my mind got me into the art form. I was like, I'm impressed. I want to impress people. Let's see what I can do about it. So just like every other kid, I also bought a magic kit from a toy store.
mm,
Started learning from that. A lot of kids lose patience because magic needs a lot of patience. Not
mm.
just magic, if you see anything in general. To do something, you need a lot of patience. But
Yes.
in magic, it is double of it because it looks easy, but it is
Mm,
a lot of things are going behind the back, right? And so I had patience. I learned more and I continued doing it. But I was never doing magic continuously. I was a dancer as well. I did a lot of dance. Yeah. And but again, magic kept on coming back to me in 18 years. So then
mm.
from the last 10 years, I've been performing it professionally as well.
Amazing. So I want to ask you this question that is, can anyone learn this magic?
Anyone can learn magic. Yes, 100% anyone can learn magic until and unless you have good dedication towards the art form. You can do it.
So what was the first trick you ever performed and how did people react?
The first trick I performed, to be very honest, I don't really remember about it. If I think about it, the first trick I performed, I think I performed a trick where there's a small rope. I cut
Mm-hmm.
it and I restore it back again. And I remember the reactions were pretty good. I mean, I don't remember if the reactions were good for the magic or the reactions were just given because I'm a small kid trying out different things.
Mm,
You never know until I go back to the same shoes and experience it the way I'm seeing it now. I remember learning the trick and going to my neighborhood houses, going to my friends' parents' home, performing to them. My friends are like, "Hey, my friend does magic. Do you want to see it?" And I go to everybody and show the trick. And yeah, pretty good.
amazing. So
Yeah.
now, did your family support you when you said that I'm going to learn magic?
I think without your parents' support, you cannot do anything.
Yes.
I either convince them
Mm-hmm.
or confuse them into supporting. But I didn't have to convince them because my parents are always art lover.
Mm,
They were always into something different.
mm,
So they always supported me. I think without them, I wouldn't be doing anything right now.
right. That's true, right? So
Yeah.
now everything that you discover, everything that you are professionally are in, you had to face some challenges, good or bad, or some funny moments, happy moments, sad moments. Everything comes when you are learning something, right? So, were there any challenges or funny moments while learning magic as a kid?
Oh, of course, yes. It's magic is an art form where people feel like they're getting challenged,
Mm,
right? Magic is something where people, when I perform magic, people are not seeing it as an entertainment, but people are seeing it as how do I crack this? How
yes.
do I get to know how this is done, right? Or you can also say magic is the only art form where the audience wants you to fail.
Mm,
If you see a dancer fall down, audience will cheer up and be like, "Hey, do it again! You can do it! You can do it!" But if I fail, they'd be the most exciting persons in the room. They're like, "Yes, this guy failed." Right? So magic has always been this art form where people always challenge you, right? It's not just while you're a kid, it's always still now. But
mm,
while being a kid, I never knew how to overcome that and how to take it around. I used to just get demotivated and just be like, hey, people just want to learn this, trick. They just want to figure out how it's done. People are not enjoying. But
mm,
now with practice and experience, I know how to tackle all of those. And now I get people on board. So I'm always one step ahead of them. So yeah.
amazing. So, at what point did you realize that magic could be more than just a hobby?
Huh. So I think I was in my second PU.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. It was an hobby till 2000. what I can say 2002, I guess, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Until 2002, 2003, it was my hobby. Actually, 2002, yeah. So I've never been a full-time magician.
Mm-hmm.
I was working. I've worked corporate jobs. I've done a lot of things. So I used to give you a small understanding. I've been doing magic for a long time, even in school, even in college,
Okay.
even while I was working. Right, I was doing shows from 2017, but again as an hobby only.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to take up a lot of shows whenever I'm available. I used to get shows. I used to take it up and I used to perform. But uh, in 2020, I started my first job.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a morning show producer at Red FM. I used to be a
Okay.
journalist. I'm a journalism student.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a journalist in Red FM. I used to write news pieces. And I got into social media marketing in an agency. I used to do cinematography. I used to do content development.
Oh.
That was done. And I got into marketing and PR in a real estate company a leading real estate company in Bangalore. So I
Mm-hmm.
used to handle their social media marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but while doing all of this, I used to do shows as well.
Mm-hmm.
But one day while I was working in my at my job, I got a call saying, "Hey, am I speaking to Sathwik?" I was like, "Yeah, you've called the right number." They're like, "See, we were just checking for magicians online. I got your number." I'm like, "Cool, cool. When do you want the show?" They're like, "Hey, no, 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 it's not for the show. We don't need your show. We are a production company." I'm like, "What? Okay, production company. And what do you produce?" Uh, See, production for me back suddenly if they say I'm thinking there's some manufacturing company, they're selling me something. I'm
Okay.
like, for selling me something, why do you need to know me as a magician, research and get my number? I was a little confused. That's when they said, no, 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 we do documentaries and all these stuff. We are from the DW team. So DW is basically like BBC from Germany.
Okay.
So they call me up. They're like, hey, we are doing a series of documentaries
Mm-hmm.
on art forms. The
Mm-hmm.
idea of the documentary is how an amateur magician takes magic as his full time, or not magic as his full time. We are just trying to show the dream of following their passion and art form. And we find you one of the suitable candidates for this.
Mm-hmm.
Then they did an interview. So this was a documentary for a documentary on Geo Cinemas.
Okay.
And then they're like, okay, they interviewed me, and in 2 days they're like, I'll let you know. And
Mm-hmm.
they call me back in 2 days. They're like, you know what? Actually, this is not happening. We are so sorry. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
cool. I was just. It's not like I was demo. I was sad or anything. I never expected it. Right. So it was nothing. Anything was fine.
Mm-hmm.
And again, 2 days later, they call me back and they're like, hey, Satvik, we interviewed a lot of young magicians across India, and actually, we want you again. We want because you sound more interesting compared to any other magician here, and we like your story and how you started and what you've been doing. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then they did a documentary on me of how my real life is, how I started magic, and then they took me to another state where there's another professional famous magician.
Yes.
So they made me meet him and do a lot of things like that. So you can check it out. It's on Geo Cinemas. It's called Dream Dare to Dream, and I'm the third episode of Mastering
Oh,
Magic.
amazing.
So after that, it came out, and 2 months later, after the shoot, I
Mm.
was thinking, yo, magic is pretty cool. Why am I doing this job? It's not like my job was boring. I loved my job, to be very honest. It was fun. Marketing is fun. It's
Mm.
creative juices flowing, right? And I was like, so if I wasn't a magician, I would be a marketing person, 100%.
Mm.
That was the thing. I was like, okay, but let me use magic. Let me do something about it.
Mm.
That's when I was like, okay, let me leave my job. Let me take magic full time. But you can't just do that. It's
Yes.
empty. It's because you making money, you have a stable job. You can't just leave it for, something which you haven't experienced at all, taking magic full time,
mm,
right? But I had a dream of, going to US as a magician,
mm,
USA, or, there's a cruise ship, and I wanted to
mm,
perform on the cruise ship.
mm.
That cruise ship would go across the world,
Yes.
right? I applied for that job.
Mm-hmm.
Interviews happened. I got selected. They're like, yeah, come to USA, come perform for us. Let's do a world tour on the cruise ship. I was damn excited. I did all my cruise, certifications.
Mm,
There's a lot of procedures to work on a cruise ship.
mm,
You
mm,
need a lot of certifications to be on the ship.
mm,
Not to be on the ship, to be working on the cruise ship,
mm,
right? It's not just magic. There's a lot of things like you need to know firefighting, you need to know basic medical services, you need to know uh, a lot of life-saving stuff and
mm,
how to handle the ship, how to know about the ship procedures, and there's a lot of things. So I did all those, and I was waiting for my visa interview dates.
mm,
While that time, I was just bored and I was just posting videos
mm,
on my social media.
mm.
And because everybody were like, yo, you've been showing magic at your shows. Me being your friend or your family, I'm unable to see you perform. I'm like, okay, cool, I'll just perform some videos and I'll just post it online.
Mm,
And my Geo Cinemas documentary got released,
mm.
and that went around, and a police officer in Malaysia called me up saying,
Okay.
hey, we now that you're in, we are also from Malaysia. It's so happy to know that a magician like this, you, is from Malaysia. So I'm from Malaysia also.
Okay.
Uh, it's so happy to know you. Why
Mm,
don't you come over to the, the station? I'm like, cool. So I'm like, I won't just come over and meet you, but I would love to perform for everyone.
mm,
So I go, I did a show for them. We made a video about it and I posted online, and the video went viral.
mm.
It gained more than 4.5 views in like 5 6 days,
Amazing.
and people across Karnataka started texting me.
Mm,
I was saying, hey, it's so happy to see ನಮ್ಮೋರೇ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ. ನಮಗ್ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮೋರು ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಬರೀ ಅಮೆರಿಕಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಲೆಂಟ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. I was like, you know what? Why do I waste this opportunity and go to another country when I can do a lot more stuff in India,
mm,
in my own country, in my own place?
mm.
So I canceled my American job
Okay.
and I stayed back in Bangalore, and here I am doing a lot of stuff here.
Amazing. See, one of the thing that I learned is that no, when you told that they had called me for some show a production, and
Yeah,
and you said they told that in 2 days I'll call back, and you
yeah,
were
yeah.
like, it's okay, no problem, I'll get a better show next time. See, I like that
No, it
thing.
was not at all about I'll get a better show. I see. It's more like I don't really expect anything.
Mm, mm,
Because when you expect things and you don't get it, you get demotivated.
yes.
So whatever it is, do not keep any expectations, is what I say.
Yeah, I like your acceptance. See, we should
Yeah,
accept
yeah, yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah. So, and the
Exactly.
second thing is, I in my last part we have a part called rapid questions. In that, no, I had a question that if not a magician, then what would you be? You cleared that
Mm.
also. You said a marketer. I would be a
Yeah,
marketer.
yeah,
Great.
yeah,
I have to remove that question right now.
yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. So, how did your transition from being a curious kid to a professional mentalist and magician?
Yeah. Transition, as I said, the transition was from curious kid. I mean, yeah, it's while I was a curious kid, there was no transition because I was always doing magic, right? There was no midpoint for it. So I
Mm,
was always doing it. So yeah, it's just that magic to mentalism,
mm.
a lot of things. While growing up, I learned a lot more and added more skills to my forte.
Mm.
That's it.
Have you ever had a performance go completely wrong? How did you handle it?
While I was a young, this is a cool question actually. This is a very funny incident I've had. I think this is an incident where I thought I will stop magic. Okay,
Okay.
but that's also the incident which has made me what I am today. Uh, so yeah, so basically I was in my I think I was in my first PU.
Mm-hmm.
My teacher comes out saying, "Hey, there's this inter-college competition. Who and all want to join? And there's a talent hunt." I was silent, but my friends knew I did small magic tricks. My friends are like, "Hey, this guy's a magician. I think this guy should do it." Again, I was a very silent kid. I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went in. Uh, so there, I went to another college. There were around 500 people in the audience, college kids, and what magic I was doing back then was different. I used to do all these birthday party magic, colored flowers and silks
Mm-hmm.
and all this stuff, things where it's performed for kids. But that's all I knew back then. I was like, okay, hey, before I go on stage, I need a table so that I lay all my props on top of that, so that and let me know at least around 10 minutes before, so that I arrange it. But the student representative comes and he's like, hey, you are next. I was like, yo, how can you just say it? I am a magi. I need to arrange my stuff. You can't just tell me that. Like, the person before you who has not come, but you have to go right away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, cool. I did something so fast and I just went there. And they gave me a hand mic.
Okay.
Uh, for a magician, hands are very important. We need two hands to do magic. I can't do magic in one hand. I'm like, give me a stand at least. They're like, no stand, do something. So my friend comes in and he's holding a mic for me.
Okay.
Already 20 minutes are gone. So it's minute to minute kind of a thing. In 1 minute, minute to fame or something like that. I don't remember exactly. So in 1 minute, you need to showcase your skill. So
Okay.
I do something in 40 seconds and people started booing.
Mm.
Uh, College crowd, right?
Mm.
It's a very strong crowd.
Yes.
And that really hurt me. So I just took everything, closed it, and I left.
Okay.
I just left. And while closing it, I broke so many props because I wasn't keeping it slowly. I wanted to leave the place first
Mm.
because it was really bad. Next day, I go to s- college, and my teacher comes towards me. Then I'm like, oh God, she's gonna scold me. Why you didn't do a good job? Then she comes to me and she's like, hey, Sathwik, you won second place. I was like, what? Wait a minute. Why I won second place for doing that? Uh, she was, li- she was like, yeah. That's when I was like, I did such a bad job, but yet I won. What if I put time into it? I can do a lot more. So
Yes.
that's where the journey started for me. But I had stopped magic even before then in school because I did again a talent competition. It didn't go well. My teacher came to me. She was like, I thought you'll do good in magic. You didn't do good in magic. Why are you doing magic? You're not studying well also.
Mm.
She demotivated me really well, really bad, and I stopped doing magic.
Mm.
And again, I gave it a shot in college. Again,
Mm.
it went wrong. I was like, yo, history repeats. But then this time it was different.
Mm.
This time I won, and it started. So that's where the spark began again. I'm like, let's do it, bro.
Yes. So, what's the most
Yeah.
mind-blowing reaction you have ever received from an audience?
Oh, there's not one, there's not two, there's multiple.
Yes.
There are people who have cried in my show. There are people, because if you see, what you're seeing online is nothing.
Mm.
What I post online is just fun content, just there. But if you see my show, it's very emotional. It is very funny. It is a lot. It's a roller coaster of emotions. So I've had people coming and crying after my show because I've connected with them so well, and I've had people shouting and running away.
Mm.
100 meters away, they just can't see, and there are people who are scared of me to come and even shake hand because I do a lot of hypnosis, I do a lot of mind reading, and a lot of things,
Mm.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So it's different. So there's not like one reaction. There's multiple people, multiple ways of people expressing themselves.
Amazing. So, how do mentalism and magic differ, and which one do you enjoy more?
Okay. Mentalism, what do you know about mentalism?
Mentalism, no, I don't have a picture about mentalism.
Okay. What is magic according to you?
Now, showing different kinds and of this magic and playing around with those magic tricks which you have, and
Okay,
they.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. So magic is an art form of surprises. Magic is the art of doing things which are not real, right? Magic. So magic and mentalism is almost same. Magic is the umbrella.
Mm,
Mentalism comes under that,
okay,
right? Mentalism is a very new fancy term which people are using commercially these days. But magicians were always doing mentalism before.
okay.
People were reading minds, magicians were doing all of those. So magic and mentalism is not at all completely different. Mentalism, I could, in simple words, I could say mind magic.
Mm,
Mentalism is mind magic. Mentalism is nothing but reading minds,
mm,
influencing minds,
okay.
right? But that is mind magic in simple terms.
So can
Magic, obviously, everybody knows what it is.
so magic can also can be like playing with emotions.
Yeah, yeah, of course. It does. It does. It's not playing with emotions.
Mhm.
Playing would be a very that wouldn't be the right term. It's utilizing your emotions to give you an experience. That's it.
Mm, yes. So what goes
Yeah.
on behind the scenes when you create a new illusion or a trick?
What goes behind the scenes? Behind the scenes, a lot of practice, a lot of sleepless nights. Uh, I Last night I haven't slept. I'm still awake from the last night. I've been working on certain things, so it's a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of practice. That is what it goes because magic is a very secretive art form,
Mhm.
and that is one answer I wouldn't be able to answer you. All I can say is for doing that, you need a lot of sleepless nights and a lot of dedication and practice and
Result
concentration.
speaks.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
If you could perform magic for one legendary figure, living or dead, who would it be and why?
I would love to perform my magic. I mean, I would like to perform magic for David Blaine. So
Mhm.
David Blaine is a magician from USA, and the modern style of magic I got introduced and I got inspired by was from him.
Okay.
So one day I would like to show my magic to him. And obviously, after him, there's so many people, but yeah, this is the guy who's inspired me. So yeah,
Right. So, what has been your most fulfilling experience while performing for a cause?
but of course, every experience is amazing. Every day, every time I go perform for kids in orphanages.
Mm,
So I've always been a guy who wants to give back to the society.
mm, mm,
It's not because of me, it's also because of my parents who have ingrained that to me. They've
mm.
always been society is important. Giving it is important. It's not
Yes,
always taking. The
yes.
more you give, the
The more
good
you.
it is. Again, they also taught me do not give because you're expecting something back.
Mm,
Give without expecting something back. People
interesting.
do good to receive good. No, just do good. Why are you always expecting things? No. But if you see it in one way, if you do good without expecting, you will receive it in one form or the other one day,
Right.
right? But do not expect. Do it because you like to do it. It's simple.
Mm,
So when I perform for school kids and government schools and all these places,
mhm,
see, I've performed on huge stages, Hrudai. I've done a lot of shows. But the
mm,
satisfaction which I get when I perform for the kids, I don't perform for kids. I only perform for adults. The only place I perform for kids are in orphanages and schools,
mm,
government schools.
Mm.
not normal schools, government schools. I do it for free. I don't charge 1 rupee also there. And I love when kids get inspired. People wouldn't have gotten to see such magic, right?
Yes.
And when they see me perform, they dream about doing a lot. They think anything is possible.
Mm.
Magic is the art of impossibility, and when I
Yes.
show to them, they'll dream about doing a lot of things. So yeah, this is something where I feel good about being a magician. I
Am I
can allow kids to dream about a lot of
right?
things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, how can people use their unique talents like your magic to give back to society?
Figure it out. If you are an artist,
Mm.
maybe if you paint, sell it, and use some money and give it to the society for
Mm.
the good. If you're a dancer, do shows, use that money and give it, or go to schools and teach it to them. You will figure out depending on your art form.
Amazing. So, how has magic been for you?
Good. No, nothing's been better.
Amazing.
I think right
Mm.
now magic is Sathwik for me. Sathwik is magic. There's
Great.
nothing more for me right now. Anything which revolves around me is magic.
Yes. Amazing. So, now when we come to our last part of our podcast, and that is rapid questions.
Go for
So,
it.
let's go for it. Your first question will be if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I already have those superpowers. I'm a magician.
The most surprising thing about being a magician,
Nothing really. I am the guy who's giving surprises.
a trick you still find challenging,
A trick which I still find challenging. Hmm. There are few card tricks, there's sleight of hand, which I'm still unable to figure out. Yeah.
Hmm,
No, I can't really explain the trick. You wouldn't understand.
yes. So one thing people misunderstand about magic.
They think I have real powers. No, I do not have real powers. I don't do black magic. I don't have superpowers. I am just another entertainer giving an experience of how real magic would look like. That's it.
A piece
I'm
of
a skill
advice,
based entertainer. That's it.
Great. A piece of advice you would give to young magicians.
Keep at it. Try out different stuff.
Mhm,
And do not get into magic without knowing anything.
mhm.
Work. Go around, do jobs, do everything. Learn about the world and come back to magic. You'll do better.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Uh, Satvik loves magic.
Amazing. A message for everyone chasing their dreams.
Keep at it. You will succeed. You wouldn't find success. I have not found success yet to what I dream of, right? And celebrate every small milestone.
Mm, amazing, beautiful. So this is it, the rapid questions, and it was
Before
just
we end this
great.
podcast, I would love to say there is something huge coming up from my end, and I can't wait to show it to you all. It's something I've been working from 2.5 years,
Oh,
and it's almost out there.
mm,
June is when you guys need to keep seeing my account. There's something really huge coming out, and there's a huge team working on this as well, and can't wait to share it to the world. So small teaser, and this is the first time I'm mentioning about it.
mm.
So yeah,
Yeah,
you are the
we
first podcast or interview or whatever it is to know about this.
thank you so much. So we will be waiting for that. I and my audience, we will wish you all the best. So keep
Thank you
going,
so
sir.
much.
You will be in a great position, and you are in a great position. You are serving the society and in a meaningful way. So keep going. I'm also with you,
Or
and
you
let's
can
do
say
this.
magical way.
Yeah,
In a magical
in a
way.
magical way. Yeah. So thank you so much.
Yes.
It was just an amazing, beautiful podcast. We learned many new things, many life lessons that you have taught us through this podcast. So what would you want to say? Last thought, last message. What would you want to give me and also the audience who are watching us live?
The last thing I would like to say is Hrudai is doing a great job. Support him, and you keep at it. I
Thank you
would
so
like to
much.
see you go more and grow big as well.
Yes, thank you so much. So waiting to meet
Thanks.
you up offline very,
100%.
very soon. So let's make it
Yes.
happen. So thank you so much.
100%.
Yeah, so
Thank you, Hrudai.
audience, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Share this video and also stay tuned for more updates of the podcast. And also, sir is has sir mentioned that something great is happening on June. So keep posted, and I will also be keep you posted about sir's something big. Yeah. So thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Nice.